Okay. This is so nerve-wracking for some reason. Hello YouTube, my name is Tina. I know it's been a long time since I've even posted on this channel. To my old subscribers, hello, I'm not dead, or for those who have been catching up with me outside of YouTube, you kind of know what I've been up to. But I wanted to bring this channel back because I've been thinking about YouTube for a very long time, and it was my first love. And for those who weren't here from the very beginning of my social media career, you probably didn't know that music was my first love. All I want is you. All I want is you. I used to sing and make covers here. I'm calling you daddy. And some of you will still watch it. Like, I see comments still listening to this in 2022, or like, I remember the MySpace days, and I see those comments and it warms my heart. Time passes by when you just think of an idea and don't take action. So I just want to say hello to my old subscribers. We kind of all grew up together. I started this channel specifically when I was like 14. And if you see my old videos, they're not privated. They were recorded on maybe like an Android, or like very not high quality videos of me just doing covers on my parents, like in my parents' room or on the floor in the bathroom. And at that time, I felt like YouTube was so raw, right? Like, there was no high quality videos, there's no effects, it was so different. It was a really great time at that time, and it still is now. It's just so different now, right? And it's not like I ever given up on social media on YouTube. Life happened. I don't know. I went back and was thinking about my singing days. I was singing in high school, doing covers, doing like remakes of songs where I would write lyrics, and that was really my happy place. And I think about making music all the time. Unfortunately, not that I lost it. I think when you're in college and you are having immigrant parents that tell you, what are you doing with your life? You kind of lose that part of you where you feel like this music thing, this making covers, was just kind of a waste of time. Like, I wasn't gonna make money out of it, or should find a career. I had to be so serious in college. So after college, I was so focused on finding a job and graduating, and I stopped making music. And that's really sad. And I honestly wish I had kept going. I think about it all the time, and I know it's not too late. Right now, it's been, I don't know the last time I posted a video. I almost think it's like 10 years. I don't know. I think about singing all the time. And I remember I kept making excuses, like getting back into music. You know, life happened with like getting a job and all this stuff, and I had moved out of my parents' home. As much as I loved music and it was in my soul and I was listening to music, but I never went all the way like I used to in practice. The internet became really mean. People leaving comments and judging and feeling very insecure about how you look because everyone was so perfect online. You know, I was scared of that. I didn't want to put myself out there on YouTube and sing again because I didn't want people to be like, you suck and all this stuff. So I wanted to avoid it. I had lost my creativity, to be honest. After college, in those moments where I was trying to figure out life and find my 9-to-5 job, I was losing that creativity for myself. I did social media for businesses, for work. That world was just evolving, and I was just trying to catch up. I never thought in that time that social media can be used for businesses as a full-time job. And so when I got my first startup job at a tech company and I was a social media manager, that's all I kind of focused on. And so you can only imagine doing social media for a corporate company for so long that you kind of don't want to do social media for yourself. And so I used my creative mind and just focused on doing that for someone else for a while. And I would be exhausted after, and you know, in the back of my head, I'm like, when am I gonna do something for me? When am I gonna find something for me? And I felt like I lost myself, and I truly didn't feel happy because I didn't have that hobby. And I think a lot of us go through that. Life just happens. That's all I can keep saying. Life just happens and time just passes by. And I felt like, you know, I'm not gonna go back and say I regret doing this stuff, because everything that I've been through in life, it's been years, has led me here at this moment, and I just want to take advantage of it. I found a job. I'm actually still working for a huge corporate company doing social media. You know, things were cool. Like, I love doing social and seeing the involvement of being able to market a brand and get engagements, create content and all that, likes and all this stuff. And I know the strategy behind all these different things, but I never used it for myself. And so as much as I was helping promote my now fiance, we'll catch on that maybe in the future, I was marketing his art online, and I would help friends and family market their business. Like, again, it was never for me. It was just like me helping them out. But it really truly didn't hit me about finding a hobby and finding something for me until 2020. In 2020, it was a really rough time for all of us. It was the start of the pandemic and COVID, and my father was super sick. He has been smoking cigarettes for like 60 plus years and had like lung problem. We were never that close, which I think I wanted to be close, but he was always in and out of my life just because he was like a fisherman in Alaska and was here sometimes, there sometimes, and he missed a lot of big moments in my life. But when he retired, he was finally here, and I think there was a lot of complications between me, my father, my older brother, my mom. It was just a lot. There's a lot of things that I had to forgive him for. But you know, regardless, that 2020 year was probably the hardest year because not only were people going through a lot in their own personal life with people getting sick, passing away, you know, businesses shutting down, my father got really, really sick. And he had caught meningitis B, and it happened in a span of 1 week. This meningitis hit his brain so fast in a week. He was in a coma. And this is like the beginning of like a time where a lot of people couldn't go into the hospital. We couldn't visit him, and I could only see him like on a video call. And I remember those moments where we would get a hint of like, maybe we were able to go see him, and then we are parked in front of the hospital and the nurse is like, no, you can't come in. And I would have to like see him on a FaceTime call, like all wired up, and I would just yell and scream like, can you please wake up? And I always had a slight hope like maybe he can make it, but I wasn't really sure. And it was just a really hard time to kind of navigate my father passing away. And so that was like a really hard, oh my god, I'm getting emotional. And so during that time, I just had a big eye open about life. Like, what is the meaning of life when things can be taken away from you so fast? He held long enough for us to see him. I think he held on enough for him to go to the hospice home. And if you don't know what a hospice home is, pretty much, I think, the end of life, but you're able to kind of visit. They're comfortable. I remember going to the hospice home. I just had to forgive him for, everything. And it's okay. And I had to say, like, tell him I love him and that regardless of everything that's happened in our lives, I'm grateful for him creating life for me, and that I know he's worked hard all his life to provide the life that I have, to come to America. It was eye-opening to me because I never want to work all my life and miss these moments. I think a lot of the time, growing up with immigrant parents, we think that money equals happiness. Like, work hard, work, make money, then your life will be good. But we miss these special moments, like spending time with our loved ones, or singing, making art, or doing things for us. It's crazy. I feel like I'm going through a therapy session online. Crazy. I didn't even expect to cry. I didn't expect to go this deep. Anywho, I think during that time I just realized life is super fragile. It's very special, and tomorrow's never promised. And though it was a sad moment for my dad leaving us, I think it helped me kind of realize that I need to be doing things for myself, and I should be taking advantage of every single day. And so during this time, as I was grieving, I was going through therapy for a while and speaking to someone professionally, but I think therapy helps for a lot of people. And at the time she was helping me, but there was something in me that I didn't feel like I was getting out of, and I felt like I had to find that for myself. I always went to food as my happiness, right? Food, like, you eat stuff, it makes you feel full and happy. I think food, you spend time with other people, having conversations. And so I had an eye-opening moment where, at the time businesses were struggling and I was also sad. And my friend Ty was like, yeah, like, I opened up Mangosteen, this restaurant I have. It's at the Red Boat at Fabak, and so if you come make a TikTok, I'll give you free boba. And girl, you said free boba, I am there. What? So I remember being like, Simon, let's go. And to mention this, I have been in the social media game for a long time. And TikTok was like a weird platform at the moment where it was just like, it was so short form, because we had Vine, right? It was like 6 seconds before, but TikTok's like short form video. I think this is the beginning of just realizing that you can compact storytelling or different things into under a minute. But I never understood how people went viral. I think COVID time was when people were really, making content because there was nothing else to do. So I would do dance videos and be funny, but I was trying to understand the algorithm on how to make unique content that will go viral. And I just wanted to understand, as a strategist, a social media strategist, I just wanted to understand how it worked. But all those other things, I was like, I'm not getting that many views, but it's fun to be on and it made me happy. I would just watch TikTok all the time. There were so many funny jokes. because everything else was so sad and it brought a lot of joy to my life. So fast forward, I go to Mangosteen and I'm like, what do you want me to try? Like, yeah, I'll make a TikTok, whatever. So he's like bringing out all the different wings and boba and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. And like, I was just recording like what I would want. Let's highlight the food, the prices, and just like say, like, tell people to come here. This is what I like. And the moment I posted it, it went viral. I was like, what the? People were like, oh my God, I'm gonna order the same thing, or that looks so good. And you know, we got a few bad comments here and there, but it wasn't anything crazy. I did a voiceover, you know, just, I'm here at Mangosteen, like this is what I got, this is how much it cost. It wasn't just that it went viral that kind of was like, oh, like maybe this is working. It was when Ty had called me and was like, oh my gosh, it's been so hard lately during the pandemic to even, you know, have a restaurant. And so a lot of people are coming from your TikTok and buying exactly what you said and ordering, and we're getting a lot of foot traffic. And that's like kind of the moment where I was like, is this some way that I can give back to my community? And one thing led to another. I was like, well, I'm just gonna pick the restaurants I like. I just didn't expect it to blow up like this. And so I just went to the places I enjoyed with my friends, the places that I knew I loved the dishes. I knew exactly what I wanted. And I was starting to realize I just didn't want to just talk about the food. I wanted to tell their story, because growing up with like a mom that came to America from the Vietnam War, a dad that came from Cambodia, like I know the struggle of what it's like to kind of survive in America. And I wanted to tell those people's stories. So I went to a lot of immigrant Black and brown businesses, and I was like, hey, how did you start this restaurant? What are the recipes? Like, where did you get the recipe from? Or why is this dish so special? That's what I was curious about. And I think that a lot of people get nervous when they try cultural foods because they're so scared of what it tastes like. Honestly, you just never know until you try it, right? I do believe you should try it, like food, especially food, at least once and see if you like it or not. And I truly also believe that food tastes better if you know exactly where it's coming from and you know their story. It just means so much more when you know the work that's put into it. And so that was my main focus on this content. You know, I was posting consistently like every week or every other week during this pandemic, because it was just like there was so much more time to create. It was bringing me not only happiness, I was also helping other people, which fulfilled me. And then once I kind of found that, I just realized it was healing me from me grieving over my father. And so I went to my therapist and I was like, hey, I love these moments with you, but I think I found my own healing. I think I found my own therapy. So she was like super supportive of me. And I would say, you know, to people who don't even know that I was doing this food content, I would make a video that I was just like, that I love the food and the people. And then a whole bunch of people would trust my opinion and would go to these restaurants and support them during this time where they were struggling. And that just meant the world to me, for us to all come together as a community and help these people. And not even that, people who want to just try new foods, eating with your friends and family and meeting the owners and hearing their story. I just love that. My Hey Washington Foodies.
Hey Washington Foodies. Hey Washington Foodies. Hey Washington Foodies.
I just did a tagline where I wanted to focus on Washington, and now I'm the Hey Washington Foodies girl.
For local restaurants, there's no greater good luck charm than the appearance of TikTok star Tina Thatch.
Hey Washington Foodies.
Which is really, really cool to kind of have that, but I also want to do other things. A lot of food viewers don't know that I sing, that I love music, and so I'm sure they're gonna watch my past videos, which you totally can, and maybe I'll do some reaction videos to my own videos, like cringy, and I want to showcase that there's more to me than food, there's more to me than singing. Maybe there's more, like, I have experience that maybe other people can relate to. I would just love to know what you all want to watch. I was thinking of vlogging my life, you know, I don't know. I guess this video was just focused on just catching up with all of you, and that I want to be able to do long form. Honestly, I was thinking of all the interviews I do, these restaurants. It's the story I hear from them during our interviews is so incredible, right? We talk for hours, but the fact that I have to cut it under 1 minute for short form really kills me sometimes. Like, there's only so much that I can put in a 1 minute video. And so I want to do these long interviews on my YouTube, and, you know, bring you all along on the food journey, and we'll like see behind the scenes, and maybe we do that. I want to thank all of you for the continued support throughout the years. If you were here from the beginning of my singing days, my most viewed video is still Wetter. my cover of Wetter, my girl version of Twist of Wetter on here. I see you guys still listen to it. It's really cool. I want to thank all the people who are here now, the new people, the people who love the food stuff, and the people who just enjoy me for me. Deep down in my heart, I don't know where this is going, but let's just figure it out together, right? Maybe we'll do some music there. I want to sing again, and maybe we'll just, you know, I'll take you behind the scenes of how we make merchandise, or what is it like to have a 9-to-5 social media job and do a side hustle. You tell me what you all want to see, and let's figure it out there. There's never the right time, it's always your time, and I'd rather start now than never start and regret it for the rest of my life. And I hope that that's something you all, you know, try to think about life, because I was thinking, I was like, am I too late to do this? I missed you all so much. Thank you for all those that are subscribed still. It's crazy to see that number. Let's keep it growing. My socials are at Tina_Thatch. Follow me, leave some nice comments, and I can't wait to keep growing with you. Okay, more to come. Bye!